A warm welcome to this energy update for the month of January 2024. And I'm here with my dear friend Sarah Costa. She's also a Vedic astrologer, and we will look on the energies and the planets, the movement of the planets, and also what this means for several countries. So, a warm welcome, dear Sarah.
Thank you, Sylvia. Hello, everyone.
Hi. And I think it is best that we look on the chart directly, that we can see the changes of the planets. And this is the first day of the new year, 2024. And we have at this day, Jupiter will go direct. And we have also Mercury. What do you see, dear Sarah?
Yes, so for the beginning of the year is very special that Jupiter goes turns direct at the end of the year, so on the 21st of the 31st of December. And we enter the new year with the direct Jupiter because it's a kind of a blessing, I would say. Especially, it will like things will seem to move forward. Especially also because Mercury goes retrograde, goes direct, turns direct on the second, and so these two retrograde planets will enter direct in the new year, which is really good. Also, for people who have planets in Aries at 11 degrees in Leo or in Sagittarius, this is also important. It's a lucky point, let's say.
Yes, this is the sign of Jupiter, and you have to look for the degrees in your horoscope. And like Sarah told, if you have a planet there at 11 degrees or 10 or 13 degrees, that really, affects affects your planet with the great support and optimistic energy of Jupiter. That's really an amazing energy. And I think it is really good to write down your wishes on the last day of the Sylvester Eve and to connect with the planet Jupiter. You can imagine him, or you can also imagine the color orange, and this can help you to connect with Jupiter. Do you use a mantra for something like this, Sarah?
I know, I was just thinking, because you were talking about visualizing. Myself, I visualized the glyph here,
Ah,
so the symbol, and then the form of the planet at my left side. But
ah,
it is not, it just came to me when I do, because right now I'm in Jupiter Dasha, so in the cycle of Jupiter. And so I'm doing almost daily japa for Jupiter. And
wow.
so you can chant Om Gurave Namaha is the simple planetary mantra for Jupiter. So definitely, yeah, if you like it, you can use that as well. So I visualize the glyph
Yes,
in the sky, and then the planet comes like the form of the planet that we know, from NASA, and so on the left side, this just came to me a while ago. So I use that. So definitely people,
amazing.
if they want to start the year with the japa for Jupiter is definitely nice.
Yes, and if you know your life cycle, and I'm speaking sometimes of those life cycles, they are also very important. And so when planetary shift happens of the planet who is very strong in your chart, or you're in the life cycle, then this makes more, yes, this brings up more results, maybe good results with Jupiter.
Mhm.
And then we have Mercury. And Mercury is here retrograde, but when I will change the hour, I think Mercury will turn direct at the
Yeah,
first.
it's
I think,
around 28. Yeah,
yeah,
it's really close by. It's like on the second, I think, in our
yes,
time. in Europe.
in Germany, in Berlin. It's in the morning of the 2nd January. And this Mercury retrograde was really intense. So much devices I have did not really want to function well.
Yeah, I also experienced that.
Yes,
And it's like also a cycle in Sagittarius and then Scorpio. So it's really interesting, this, this movement of Mercury, because I think it will enter Sagittarius a bit late, right? Or he was there and then he came back.
yes,
And I think
yes.
he will he will go
It will go.
again
We
to
can
Sagittarius.
just check when Mercury will go
Yeah, yes.
on the
So it's
8th.
like this for Sagittarius with the full moon we had the last full moon days ago, and then to Scorpio, and then again to Sagittarius. So really these two areas, uh, also in our personal charts, it's like getting a review, both of them. And like Sagittarius is, yeah, it's all about, beliefs, religion, all
Yes.
these struggles we are facing right now. Also about law, righteousness, ethics, all of that. And then going back to Scorpio, it brings, I don't know, like all these matters in an emotional level and a psychological level, and power struggles, all of that.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a bit difficult to understand, I would say, because it involves Scorpio, which is not always very easy to understand, right? It's
Yes.
very deep
Deep and
inside.
dark stuff that's
Yeah.
coming up. And yes,
Yeah.
and we have also Venus. Venus is also here in the last degrees. And I'm just going further.
Yeah, and Gandanta Mercury in the first first
Week.
I mean after he goes direct. So you will be in Gandanta, like the last degrees of Scorpio, the first degrees of Sagittarius. So maybe we will still feel these problems with devices, but also in communication, people being very like angry speaking, or
Mhm.
so, because Mars is also there. A lot of planets we have in Sagittarius in January.
Yes. Yes. And also, it is all about finding your truth, finding your inner truth, and also standing for your truth. And I think some dark stuff might come up with those energies. They are so much triggered with Mercury going
Yeah.
forward and backward at those Gandanta, and this Gandanta point is always connected to losing any control, and
Mhm.
this brings really up dark stuff. And then also Venus is about betrayal and also righteousness a little bit, and this is really much triggered in the first weeks of January.
Yeah, and Jupiter is aspecting all of these planets. So
Yes.
it makes it makes things bigger. And also, yeah, as you said, this point is, I also think this point is very like where Mercury is there in the galactic center in the beginning of Sagittarius, and Mars was also there. So they were there together at the end of the year. So it's really, I think this is really intense. And also Sagittarius is also about, because it's the only symbol in the zodiac with a weapon, right?
Ah,
So despite of having all these ethics and laws and righteousness, there is also a lot that is done in name of religion, that
yes,
is not religion beliefs, that it's too um, that leads to separation and to a lot of violence. So
yes.
that's also the 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 thing in Sagittarius with all these planets there,
And
especially Mars,
also,
of course.
mm, and also with Rahu in the sign of Pisces, this also brings up
Yes.
utopic ideas and thinking my religious is the only right
Yeah.
one, and brings a lot of trouble. Yes, and then we have a new moon on the 11th of January at, I have to just check it, at 26 degrees. I'm
Yes.
just changing the hours so we can see it come up. Yes,
There. Yes, almost there.
yes, 26 degrees. And it is the fourth new moon in 26 degrees since the last solar eclipse. Very, very amazing. And it is really in between the nodes, Ketu and
Yes.
Rahu. That's also very prominent, very important. What do you think, Sarah, about this?
Yeah, that's like the quadrants. So the what we know as
19
like
degrees.
the houses of it's a lot about action, I would say. And yeah, it has the energy we just talked about of Sagittarius. And Purvashada is ruled by Venus. Is the
Mhm.
star of truth, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
It's
Purvasha.
something to to deal with looking for the truth. Um, yeah, and Venus is I always look where the planet is. Like Venus is right behind, so in the 12th house again,
Mhm.
bringing all these, you know,
Yes,
themes of the 12th house, which are not always bad, but it's about isolation, but also endings. So let's see what this is all about. And Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius in aspect this new moon also.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's an intense new moon definitely because of all the planets there.
yes. And Mars is in also
Yeah,
energy exchange with
very strong. Yeah.
Aries, Parivartana yoga, we call it. And this also brings more fire up, more egoism and righteousness and all those, and also very rebellious energies that the
Mhm.
people,
Yes.
they do not want to sit still. They want to act it out, what they feel. And this is not so easy. And the lunar nodes also stand for the destiny of humanity. And I often spoke about the topic of disease we experience at this time. And today I saw a video where it was about also the virus that
Mm-hmm.
it's really intense at this time. So I think this will also trigger this topic in a new way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
And then we have also Saturn at 10 degrees, and this is in connection with Formalhaut, this fixed star, this nebula of stars. And it's all about humanity and progress and also finding new healing methods. That's a good energy that connects with this new moon on. So I think the result of all those stuff coming out and finding the truth will lead to a
Mhm. Yes.
positive results at the end. Okay, then let's go further. What we also have in the month of January. It's a little bit a silent month. Not so much is so intense energies, but the new moon is
For the
intense.
beginning, yeah, in the beginning there is, and the sun goes to Capricorn, and at some point it will be conjunct Pluto. I think it's around the 19th.
Yes, the 20
Ah,
of
there.
19.
Yeah,
Yes.
like 1920. So, I mean, the sun in Capricorn is always, when the sun transits to the a new sign, when he's in the first degrees, we call it Sankranti. So it's like is a good position, auspicious position for the sun. And then, of course, in Capricorn is, well, Saturn rules Capricorn and is enemy of Sun. but still the sun there is in all nakshatra, Uttarashada. And so it's really, I think it's a very powerful position because we then definitely start this, the light is increasing.
Mhm.
So after the solstice. And so in Capricorn, it's like it's the government, of course, again, bringing light to that, but also karmic lessons from the past that we have to deal with, especially related with the, governance and,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, political stuff. So it's really interesting when we have this exact conjunction with Pluto, which we have every year, right? So it's really Pluto is also very deep and psychological. And
Yes,
it's also about control, and so it might be more control around that time.
and I spoke about that this is the year of the Pluto return in the USA um,
Yes.
chart. That's really amazing and will bring up the topic of power and also corruption, all those things. And also a big topic is money and also with the
Yeah.
transit of Uranus and Jupiter and a digital
Hmm.
currency, all those things are really triggered. And sometimes when those connections, conjunction happens, then this brings those topics more in the forefront. And yes, that's really, it's only 1 or 2 days where they are exact together, but it is always a point of power.
Yeah, often when the transits happen, something, I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen on that day, but these transits are triggers. So we see it later. They are just one trigger after the other, and then it explodes. So that's often how it works.
Yes,
So, and sometimes, yeah, it's on the right on the day. It's That's how astrology works. I mean, we are just humble people trying to understand, right, the planets and the stars. So we do our best.
yes. Let's look further to the full moon. And the full moon will be, I think, on the 25th.
Yeah, 25th. Yes.
25th, and I have to go a little bit further till we have 10.
Yeah, is there. Hmm.
Yes, in
Pluto is also very close still.
Pluto is very close, and it's at 11 degrees. And
Mhm.
yes, in Pushya. Pushya. This is, yes, a nakshatra, lunar mansion of Saturn. What do you see of this full
Uh,
moon?
yeah, it's a very emotional um, full moon because the moon is in its own house. It's in Cancer. It's about personal transformation versus collective because Capricorn is more outward, right? The
Mhm.
collective, and Cancer is very personal because it's the home of the moon of our emotions. And Pusha is also the star of nourishment, so there is a need for nourishment. And so yeah, it's a good let's say trigger for personal transformation. Especially Saturn is eighth from this new moon, at the same degree, 11.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's really about transformation. Is a very powerful full moon also, and Pluto is there also adding to that. So people might feel, a bit disturbed around, full moon in general and new moons, but this one is a bit about controlling things, I think. We might have the tendency to control a lot during
Mhm.
this time.
Yes. Yes, these are the most important energies. And then we have Uranus. Uranus will turn direct. All the planets will go direct at the end of January. And Uranus is here at 24 degrees on the 25th, and I think, yes, on the
Okay,
27th January,
very nice.
Uranus will turn direct. And this is
So a
really,
lot of, yeah, this might trigger also a lot of discoveries coming up, new things
yes.
coming up then at this time.
I think we should look to some countries. What do you want to start
Mhm.
with, Sarah?
As you wish. Yeah, we can look at different.
Yes. Let's look on the chart of the Ukraine. Ukraine. What we see there. Um, I think it's not so a big trigger, but we have there Uranus in the
Mm.
sign of Sagittarius.
The new moon, yeah, they have Rahu there, so and the new moon is very close
Is very
in the
close.
12th house.
Yes, it's a
And
12,
Jupiter is in the 8th, so this might not be very good for them.
not a good
Mm.
energy. Yes.
Might be a bit difficult.
Yeah, brings difficulties. And let's look to the chart of Volodymyr Zelensky because I have it open here.
Okay, okay.
And yes, okay, he has Mercury there. And yes, I
Mhm.
do not see so much.
No. The
Uh,
only thing is that just the cycles. You will change in May. You will change the
is
to Mercury, which
yes,
is not, yeah, super great, but yeah.
yeah, that can bring up
Okay.
some changes. And Moon, Mercury is
Because also the Ukraine, because they have the ascendant in Capricorn and Pluto is there. It's like
mm,
they are changing very profoundly. So the country might, yeah,
yeah,
might change completely.
yeah,
Uh, I mean Ukraine, no, because the ascendant of Ukraine was in the, I think in the first degrees of Capricorn, and Pluto crossed there probably when, I don't know, when the war started. Pluto is now 5.
yes,
So it's, yeah, it's really a completely different country that it's forming.
different
But yeah,
country.
we will see what happens.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Let's look to Argentina because a lot of people speak about the new president there.
Yeah.
And we can also look to his chart. I have it here open.
Ah, you have it? Ah, okay. We can maybe, yeah, we can see Argentina. We think this is, yeah, this is the right day because it's the Independence Day when it was signed. Let's see.
Yeah.
Because the last solar eclipse was actually not triggering that many planets, I mean natal planets,
Yes.
but it was visible from there. So I always thought, okay, because when it's visible, it said, the rishi said, okay, it's when it's visible with your eyes, it's because it will affect,
Hmm.
which makes sense, no? Also in the US, also they have the path of the eclipse cross there. So I
Yeah.
thought, okay, Argentina might also go through, changes. And then this election brought this president,
This is the
to,
chart of this
yeah.
president.
So it's okay,
Yes.
very
And
interesting.
yes, he has there Uranus at 16 degrees,
Uh,
and the solar eclipse it was not at 16 degrees, it was at 26
yeah.
degrees, but maybe, I'm not sure when those votings were, but
Uh, I think it was mid-December,
mid-December. Uh,
but I'm not sure. Beginning of December, the first weeks,
uh,
I think. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
there was a
teacher,
lot going here over the
yeah.
sun of him, maybe Mars going over his sun. And
Yeah. I mean, he has the sun, he's in Sun Jupiter right now. If we see them, of course, the cycles, and he has Sun and
Oh,
Jupiter together in the ninth house.
yeah,
Oh,
amazing.
that's also powerful.
Very
So
powerful.
this
Yeah,
is from May until March. Oh, and then in March it changes to Saturn.
yeah,
Subcycle.
yeah. That will bring up some uh, opponents.
Yeah.
I think so.
And Saturn is not so easy for him.
Yeah.
It's his ruler, but he's also the ruler of the 12th house, and he's retrograde, so which is very unstable energy.
Yes.
So he's very unstable also.
Yes, very unstable. And because Uranus will also be there where
Yeah.
his Saturn sits, this will also bring up some
Okay,
unstable
yeah. And
energy.
Uranus turns direct at that degree, or is 26, or is around that degree. It's very close,
Um,
I think.
Now it will go direct, I think, 25 degrees at
Oh, it's
27.
very close. Definitely it will maybe bring something there.
Yes. And next year, I think in February, March, it will cross this 27 degrees.
Mm.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
look at Taiwan. I just have to open
I
it.
do want to see Argentina quickly,
Okay, okay, let's look. Argentina.
just to see, because I didn't see that. Um, because the 10th house, so they are in Mercury, Rahu.
Mercury, yes.
Yeah, they are having Saturn return, which is important. But yeah, I don't see it's difficult because now they are in Mercury Rahu, and Rahu is in the 8th house.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been since June of 2021. So
Mm-hmm.
and in January they start a new cycle. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
what interesting.
Yeah, Mercury, Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Mm. Okay,
Mm.
then let's look at Taiwan. Just want to look at Taiwan because I feel there could be
Mm.
an energy shift.
Yeah.
And I always think about when was it 2022 when we had there
Yeah.
Uranus, Mars, and Rahu.
Mm-hmm. In
It was
Aries,
the
I think.
day where Nancy Pelosi
Yes.
visit, made a visit to Taiwan. I think I'm not sure, but from my energies, I feel something more will happen there uh,
Mm-hmm.
with Taiwan and China, maybe. Yes,
Yeah. That's let's see.
they are in Venus Moon, and
Ah, yeah, their Mercury was triggered right now
yeah, it's not
with
triggered.
this. Yeah, Mars and Mercury transiting there.
Yeah,
It'll definitely be triggered because it's in the homeland. It's the 4th house.
yeah,
So something has been triggered there. We might not know what it is,
yeah.
but
That's true.
something,
Yeah.
because Mercury for Taiwan represents the government. I mean the authority.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if we have the right birth time, but it's the country itself also because Mercury rules the 1st and the 10th. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is maybe the biggest trigger in the month of January. This
Yeah.
Sagittarius
Sagittarius is a big
sign.
trigger.
And yeah, and Aries still, right? As you said, like Uranus is there, Jupiter is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter still has to cross
Mm-hmm.
Saturn and Moon.
Yes, that's really 20 degrees. I think maybe also in spring, maybe March or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look to France, maybe. Maybe we close with France. And there's also a lot. I think, happening there in this country. And yes, and maybe there was also the last solar eclipse was very important. It is
Yes.
a reverse of the nodes.
Reverse. Yes.
This
Yes.
brings often
Yeah.
that you question everything when a reverse of the nodes happen.
Mhm.
And we can just take a look at Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah, he also has Rahu there. Yeah, of course. He has the connection with the friends of chart, with the chart of friends.
Yes,
Always. There
and
is a connection. So he
yeah,
also has his nodal return, nodal inversion.
mhm,
So it's really confusion. Most of the times it's a bit confusion, confusion periods.
yeah,
Uh, again, his 12 houses also triggered this month.
his 12th house, yes, connection to other foreign countries, but also maybe some dark stuff can come up. Yeah, so thank you very much, Sarah. So thank you so much for listening today. And if you are interested in Vedic astrology, we have an online workshop that will happen on January the 20th. You can be part of this. There we speak about the houses and the planets and what they mean, how you can find more information about yourself in your horoscope. And thank you so much, Sarah, for this
Okay.
interesting um, interview, and much love, and have a good start in the new year. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Namaste.